Deep in the heart of Canada lie two vigilantes who fight for justice and great lawn care. This is the tales of the lawnmower and the weed whacker. We find our heroes on the Highway 115 of Canada, wherever that might be.
Order number 49. Order number 49.
Ah, yes, that must be me.
No. You see my receipt?
I do?
49. Yours is 55.
But wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. If you're 49, I should be 50.
But it doesn't matter the difference in the numbers.
Yes, it does. This is an injustice. This is an injustice. I demand to speak to the supervisor.
It is an algorithm in the system. Like, it is a machine deciding who gets certain numbers.
It doesn't make any sense. I'm a machine.
Yes, okay, you like
But I don't use algorithms, weed whacker. And I just want my double cheeseburger with extra pickles.
Order number 55, double cheeseburger, extra pickles, something I don't care.
There you go.
Oh,
there
perfect.
You go. There's your double cheeseburger.
I have a complaint. Why was my order not 50? This isn't even my order. I ordered a double cheeseburger.
Sir, that is a double cheeseburger with extra pickles.
Doesn't look like extra pickles to me. I don't think 6 pickles is extra, madame.
Look, I'm so sorry, man. He's fine. Everything's fine. Thank you so very much for your time and your services and everything. We really appreciate it. Lawnmower, get the fuck. Okay, come here.
What is it, weed whacker? Listen, I'm busy trying to enjoy my burger. That's clearly not my burger.
I understand that, but
this is an injustice to society. This is an injustice to everyone. Okay. I will now go into my fit of rage.
Please do not go into a fit of rage and start punching people. He's going into a fit of rage. Okay, lawnmower.
Yes,
Bring it down.
Yes.
Bring it down.
Okay.
We're fine. Everything's fine.
Cool.
There's no evil here to fight.
Good. I am good, weed whacker.
There is no injustice happening in this restaurant right now.
What's that out there? That squirrel. It's going to eat a poisoned peanut.
I don't think peanuts are poisonous to squirrels.
Oh, we must save him, weed whacker. Come, weed whacker. We must whack him off before he whacks himself off.
God damn it, I really wish you wouldn't say it like that.
Away!
Why is it?
To the lawns of justice must be mowed another day.
Okay. All right, let's go.
Tune in next time for the tales of the lawnmower and the weed whacker.
The following is a Podbeard production.
Here, eat these shrooms, they heal you. Are you sure? I don't think this is a safe. We're the Partner Sisters.
In a world where two ordinary gamers team up to fight the forces of boredom, this is their podcast, and this is their story.
Hey everybody, it's Hodder.
And it's Cazador motherfucking Jones.
And this is Two Guys in a Game. Episode 1.
Who would have known that episode 20 would be so hard to get to?
Yeah, like after episode 17, we had to do episode 18, and then 19, and then now we're on 20.
And it's like, where do you really find the time to do podcasts? Well, you find it in the crevices of your life.
The crevices of your soul.
That's what I would like to describe doing podcasts with Mr. Hodder here. Because it's like, when are you free? I'm free never. And he's like, oh, cool, me too. We should meet up on this never date and never record this podcast and put the podcast on hiatus. And I'm like, well, that's a bit dramatic, don't you think? Last night he was
Cazador Jones.
Oh my gosh,
I was
he was in such a depressive mode last night. I'm there working my ass off, and he's just leaning up against the wall. He's like, what if the podcast gets canceled? And I'm like, dude, it's not that bad. We will make it happen. It's just, even if we have to take a week off. And then he's just like, forget it. He's like, I'm just gonna go into the back and throw garbage in the trash where I belong. And I was like, okay,
throw garbage in the trash.
That's what he does. I'm just saying. But he was all crying, and then he's like texting me last night, and I'm sleeping, just like la 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 la.
I was up till 1 a.m. trying to figure this shit out, but we're here. We figured it out. So I'm like, yay!
Cazador motherfucker Jones.
You text me this morning, and I'm just like, yeah, we're gonna make it happen. I'm like, cool. And
we're gonna make a baby, and you're like, okay, maybe not.
Like, we're gonna make a baby? That'd be a really attractive child. I'm not sure how we're gonna do it, but we'd figure it out.
Test tubes exist.
Aha! Test tube, Jones.
Anyways,
so
welcome to episode 20.
Yeah, episode 20.
Formally, you have been casually, formally, and other ways that you can be invited to things. to our 20th episode of this amazing baby of ours.
This is cool because, like, people who know me know that I'm a Milestones guy. I'm a guy who likes anniversaries.
You like to go to Milestones, that restaurant?
Milestones, actually, funny story. I don't like Milestones.
But you do like
went there
Milestones.
once.
You just said you like Milestones.
Yeah, not Milestones, the restaurant, though.
But
I went there once and had a really shitty steak. I wasn't impressed.
Oh.
Anyway, so I was really excited for this because number one, if you guys follow us on the social media, which you should, Two Guys in a Game, you will see that yesterday I actually put up brand spanking new, and we've been sitting on this for a while. And
yeah,
I'm
this is like
so
we've been
excited.
investing in this for a while.
Yeah, like at least I'd probably say the last 2 months.
Yeah,
at least. Our new logo.
Yeah.
New logo / characters, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, sure.
Because for those of you who've been following us from the beginning, you know that our logo was just kind of like I don't know what I just tried to say here. Caz, take over.
Okay. It was of us looking like Fallout characters.
Yes.
And there you go. And now it is a very fun, loving cartoon. Definitely amazingly suits us as our characters on the show, but also our characters just as people.
Oh, for
and
sure.
it's all thank you to Mr. J Bird. Digital Arts.
Jason Reese, J Bird Digital Arts.
I call him by his thing because
he's Mr. J Bird.
He's Mr. J Bird Digital Arts to me.
To you, he's Mr. J Bird Digital Arts. Yeah, we were kind of talking the one day, and we were looking at the logo, and like I love our old logo. Let me just say that it wasn't that we didn't like that logo. We were kind of chatting one day, and I was like, man, like I love that. It was I think it was around episode like 12 or 13.
Yeah,
when I noticed like the show was going a lot more kind of goofier than I originally anticipated, and I was
thought it was gonna be like serious.
Well, not serious, but like I was like, I feel like we're gonna
guys talking about games.
Two guys talking about serious video games. Today we're talking about Manhunt.
We're talking about Modern Warfare 2 again because we didn't talk about it enough the first 3 times.
Well, when they play Xbox.
Okay, let's not go there. That's a sensitive subject. But yeah, so we decided to. Well, TJ here decided to go, hey man, Jay, can you just make us a nice logo?
Well, because I said like I don't know if I don't know if the logo really fits anymore. And you were like, yeah, like I like the logo. And I'm like, I do too. I love the logo. But I'm like, I feel like we need like, I don't know. And then it just dawned on me. I'm like, how would you feel about having a cartoon version of Castro Jones? Like you kind of like, that could be cool. And I was like, yeah. And then I literally was like, yo, Jay, we need a cartoon logo. Now, for those of you who know Jason, he is a big fan, and his number one passion is like doing like horror art stuff, and he's amazing at it. Mm-hmm. He's really good at it, but he's not someone who usually does like that style of cartooning. So he was like, I don't have a whole ton of experience with it, but he's like, sure, like let me do it, and he freaking killed it. When he sent me that first draft, I was like, Yo. I said to him, I wanted it to be as unique as possible. And that's why I wanted to use Jason, because I knew it was going to be super unique, but still fun and really colorful. And it was just, I love it.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's a great logo. So,
and if you guys follow us on the Instagram, you saw that I did a comparison picture of one of us. After he sent us the first draft, we took a picture of us sitting next to each other on the couch, kind of as we were in the picture. So I don't know. I think he killed it. I love it.
Yeah.
If you guys, for some reason, can't see the logo, if you're listening to us on iTunes or something like that, on a podcast app that maybe hasn't updated, definitely check out the new logo, because I think it's amazing. And it is a sign of things to come on Two Guys in a Game, because we're steamrolling, we're doing our thing, we're, kind of going in a more, not like we haven't been in a fun, like happy-go-lucky approach.
Yeah.
But just it's like, we're past episode 20 now. I think that we're going to start really getting into more really, really just fun topics, you know what I mean? And like we're heading into the summertime. Our schedules are probably going to be a little better.
We're going to be really goofier on here.
Yeah.
I'm going to double, triple, quadruple my goofiness.
I'm going to probably at least double it. I'm going to be a lot more entertaining, hopefully.
Tangent King, more like Tangent Dictator. Coming up.
That's your new shirt. It's going to be you like
Dictator.
in a tank, and it's going to be just
holding my fist up, and I'm going to be like, tangents! And they're like, sir, why are we attacking our own country? Tangents!
But sir, I don't under why are you attacking?
Tangent!
Why you destroy that orphanage? Tangent!
And speaking of tangents that we just went off on, number 2, you heard our opening.
Yay!
Finally, we get to reveal 2 amazing characters. TJ's doing the pose, even though
The lawnmower.
he's not the lawnmower.
But I'm not the lawnmower. I'm
the lawnmower
weed
and the
whacker.
weed whacker.
I'm the weed whacker.
Yes, I hope you enjoyed our opening there. It was sweet.
It's fun.
We've been waiting to do lawnmower and weed whacker for a bit. We joke around at work with each other. Every time one of us walks around the corner, I'll always go, weed whacker. And he'll be like, lawnmower. Just like,
Because that's the whole joke is the fact that lawnmower is over the top, like not full of himself, but like he's like just like
he's very
delusional.
enthusiastic and
he's very
delusional
enthusiastic
about
and
his
he's
superhero. And there's even times where TJ will walk up to me and I'll just be like, "Hello, citizen," just like pretending that we don't know each other or
I'm
whatever.
just like, hello, citizen, and then, the weed whacker's just me having to deal with this delusional superhero.
This like psychiatric branded superhero who's like got a split personality, who's monotone at sometimes when he's normal, and then when he goes into his alter ego, he's just this crazy freaking I don't even know.
It just gets turned up to like 2,000.
It really adds to my split personality disorder as a person.
Yeah,
Because I'm Cazador Jones. No, you're Zach. No, I'm Cazador fucking Jones. Get out of my head.
Now you're also lawnmower,
And now I'm lawnmower. So now I have 3 personalities.
and you're also Tom Everything.
No,
Not Tom Everything.
I'm Marvin.
Oh yes, Marvin as well, which we heard from last week on the show.
Great.
So shouts to Marvin. I don't think we're going to hear from him this week, and that's fine. But we'll hear from him again.
I don't think we're going to hear from him this week. And if we do, Chaz, I swear to God,
Chaz, I
you will
swear to
ruin
God.
this podcast for me.
Chaz,
Hey, look,
we're
the
on.
sun came out.
Yay! the
That
sun
means it
is
was a good day
shining.
to do a podcast.
This means that it was meant to be, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, so like this is really cool. We're super excited about this in the future. We are going to start having more guests on as well.
Hell yeah.
We have like 8 people lined up right now. Shout out to all
Double
of
that.
them.
We've got like 168 people. Zach, do you know math? No. But Kaz knows math.
Casper Jones does whatever the fuck he wants. That's what's great. Like I was talking, we're going to get to gaming stuff, and we have a really awesome, fun topic today and everything. But because this is kind of our 20th episode, we're just going to kind of BS and do some maybe.
No, we're
talk
just
some
we're gonna
behind
do
the
what
scenes
we
stuff and
always
so
do.
forth. Yeah,
it's not even BSing anymore. It's just how our podcast rolls.
literally
Nobody
just two
can
guys
do
in
this.
a
The
game.
algorithm to our podcast is impossible to duplicate. You cannot do it. I dare you to try. You
I
won't.
agree.
You
I don't
can't
think
do it. It's
anyone
impossible.
can do what we do.
No.
Because that's just it's what we are.
You could probably add to the equation and make it
Absolutely.
better, but you could never replicate 2 guys
And a game.
and an awesome lawnmower.
Yes. And a subpar weed whacker that attaches to the side of the lawnmower.
And like a little cab to a motorcycle. You're like the cab to the motorcycle.
Yes. You are the motorcycle that's driving everything forward, playing card games, and I am the little cab on the side. That's just like, I'm happy to be here. Yay. Yeah, I guess that'll be cool. I'm really looking forward to that. I know for sure I have at least 4 people who are like, they're going to be solid as hell guests, and they're super excited to be on.
Yeah.
And they're going to be meeting you for the first time as well. So they're like, yo, this Kaz guy sounds awesome. And I'm like, he is.
He is, but he's a real dick in person. So just
He is an
do not
absolute dick.
Talk to him off. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, we're gonna come up with some new segments I've been working on in my head.
Even I don't know about them.
Yeah, like I actually have some really cool segments that we're gonna work on. Like I feel like we should do like what I want to do is every week I want to put out like TJ's been putting out polls, and it gave me the idea after he said this to me the other day. I was thinking we need to put out like a weekly, just like motorized windblower gamer choice, like a game of the choice, and we just kind of go like we take the time, we research that game, and we just kind of give our feedback to a person.
Or, I mean,
who-
obviously, best case scenario, we play the game.
or we play the game exactly
Yeah.
if we can find it. Which
There are obviously some cases
Yeah.
we probably won't be able to.
and and I just love to get more immersed with the fans.
Oh,
and
totally,
just
I
let
agree.
people know kind of like we're not just podcasters that are famous, and we're not vain.
I am. He's not.
But we want to we want to know what other people are playing. We want to open up that gaming range, and that also will give us the benefit of like learning about new games that we've never played before. Like
Yes.
you guys have games that are probably amazing that we would never have thought of in a million years to play. So I think that would be really cool to start doing that. So we might be coming up with something like that in the coming weeks, I hope.
Brandon, get on it.
And
This is more work for Brandon, but I think
know
at
I
this
like to
point,
keep
he's
him
just into
employed.
it.
I like to keep him employed. He makes good money with us.
Makes
okay?
really good money. You know what his pod beard checks are?
Yeah.
Dude, like
More than me. More than I make.
He makes more than I make too.
Jeez. He probably makes more than
crazy.
everybody.
He makes more than all of us combined. And we make a lot. My paycheck is pretty good, but his is like
Yeah, and I should have paid minimum wage. I mean,
haha.
so.
I don't.
So anyways.
So Kaz, my good man, what have you been playing this week?
I have been playing the scary voices in my head. You know.
Hey Kaz.
No, Kaz.
It's the hormone monster.
Kaz's scary voices sound more like this. And then they just speak to me in alien monster mode. And no, I've been playing Skyrim for the Nintendo Switch.
Still.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, well, I mean, like, what else do you want me to play? Skyrim's a big game.
I agree.
So, and you don't want me to say anything else, right? Because, you know, if I say anything else.
Kayfabe.
Yeah, okay.
Kayfabe.
What have you been playing?
So I finally, last night, started playing Bloodborne.
Oh, good for you.
I've had it downloaded for like a week and I haven't even touched it. And Hodder's first impressions are that this game, people told me it's a lot like Dark Souls in the sense that it's really hard.
Okay.
And I'm kind of
It's
like,
really hard?
That's what people have told me, yeah. Mind you, I only played it for like an hour, so I'm kind of like, I don't really have a whole lot to talk about, but I'm like, I'm not finding it that hard.
So
I
it's
find
more
it really
flaccid is what
fluid
you're
and-
saying.
Yeah, it's very flaccid and floppy. But it's cool so far. I'm really enjoying it.
Big, flaccid, floppy game. Sorry.
Flaccid dick jokes. Alert.
But you're not finding it very difficult.
No, I'm not finding it very hard.
No,
maybe.
difficult.
Difficult? Okay, yeah. I'm not finding it very difficult so far, but give it time.
Okay.
But give it time because I'm sure that as time goes on,
It will get more
it
difficult.
will get more difficult and veiny.
Okay.
That's what I've been playing. But we definitely want to know what you guys have also been playing. So hit us up. Let us know. And when we do
Don't
that,
forget to tune in and click that play button.
yes, to today's episode of The Hodder Show featuring Kaz. No. Haha. No way, sir. This is two guys in a motherfucking game. So, another game that I've been playing, which kind of, in a way, leads us into our main topic today. And
Which
it's
is
a
all
topic
about
we've been-
Mexicans.
All about Mexicans and what kind of burritos we enjoy.
Burritos.
Dance,
Muchacha.
Mexican dance.
It's
I
work
dance,
Mexican work.
I dance. I was watching an episode of American Dad last night.
Oh, yeah.
It was the one when Roger becomes head of the homeowners association
Oh, yeah.
and like tries to like
Roy
destroy-
Rogers McFreely.
Yeah, McFreely. And then
I know
at the-
like so many of his personas' names.
yeah, and then at the end of it, he they have like the streetlight thing, and he was like dancing at the end of
Yeah.
it, and he started doing like the Mexican dance, and he was like shaking his ass and stuff, and like
Yeah.
I was like, what? It was so good. I love that show so much.
Ricky Spanish. So you've been playing for the N64.
I've been playing a game that I do not believe I have played. I have talked about yet on this podcast. And it's very surprising because this game and me go way back.
Yes.
Okay. And it's not Legend of Zelda, just for the record.
Oh, so it is actually on the N64. I was just joking.
Yes. Aha! No, it actually is on the N64. I'm not
Okay.
even joking. Because I said to him earlier, I'm like,
Such an old game.
I have a way to lead into the topic. It's really good. I
He
promise.
doesn't care for gaming.
I do. Like, I want to get into newer games more. It's just with me, I'm like,
I don't have money.
what's not even that? I can't. The last new game that I bought it for $80. The last two new games I bought for $80. One was WWE 2K18, and after I bought it, I was kind of like, I should have waited for it to go down in price, and for my man Sam Hudson to have a second copy of that, I could have bought it for half price because he always does. And then I bought some. Oh my god. Oh,
Andromeda?
No, not Andromeda. I bought it for $15 and I'm really happy with it. Oh shit. Ass. Shit. Fuck. I don't remember. But I was really like, I sold it. Like I was so disappointed with it. I don't remember what game it was. It was a buggy piece of crap.
Knack?
No, it wasn't that long ago. It was a
Knack 2?
Maybe it was longer ago than I think. You know what it was, and this is really embarrassing. Like when I bought it like the day after it came out, and I was super hyped, was freaking Assassin's Creed 3.
That
was
game was pretty good, though.
No, okay, it was a good game.
Yeah.
To pay full price for it, I was insulted when I was done the game. The fact that I was done the game within like 2 days, I was like,
That was my first Assassin's Creed game.
really?
Yeah, I never really was interested in it. And then like one year for Christmas, I didn't have any game ideas that I wanted. So I was just like, I guess just give me Assassin's Creed 3. They were like, what? I said, just give me Assassin's Creed 3.
Let's give me Assassin's Creed 3.
And they were like, oh, okay. So they got me
What do
Assassin's
you
Creed
bid
3.
on the dining room set, Prince? $5.50. I'm sorry, again, speak up. $5.50. Okay, it's $4.50. Yay.
Yeah, so what's this game you're playing for?
So, me and this game go way
Things.
back. I have to tell this story because Dark Runner will kill me.
story.
Dark Runner will literally skin me alive. if I
So
don't
tell the story.
I will tell the story. Just tell the fucking story, mate.
Tell the fucking story. Hurry up. We only have like another 10 minutes before this podcast has to wrap up anyways. No, I'm just joking.
The podcast is going to explode. But no. So there's a game for the N64 that I played when I was younger. And that game is called Ogre Battle 64.
Sounds really fun.
It's wicked.
Oh, okay.
Like it's actually dope as shit.
They should have just
It's
called
really
it Shrek
unique.
Battle 64.
Ah.
No donkey, we got to battle.
What's hilarious about that is like it's called Ogre Battle, but like yeah, there's ogres in it and shit, but like you don't see them for like half the game. So for the longest time, I was like, why do they call it Ogre Battle? And then it was like, oh, I get it now. You say. I'm stealing your bit.
I don't know that game, so.
You should. I'm going to show you at some point because
Well, I have an N64, so.
I might need to lend it to you then.
I just
actually.
don't play it that much because
You play
it's
new
more
games.
of an ancient relic. Like I keep it in a museum.
I still use it.
And I just keep it in a box and I
That's
go.
all I play.
In
You say.
1990, how old was I? In 1998, Cazador Jones acquired the Jungle Green Donkey Kong Edition N64.
Yeah, I forgot you have that.
Since then, it has been a relic and an heirloom in his family. Actually, you know what? Technically, that will become an heirloom because it's been passed down from my father to
it's
me.
already like a.
Isn't it almost an
worth
antique?
money too?
It must be.
technically.
Yeah.
It's got to be worth
In about
something.
5 years, it's going to be an antique. That's crazy.
how-
To think about
listen-
that. I got it in 98 and it's
Yeah.
2018. So 5 more years, I think it's an antique.
It's considered an antique.
Wow.
30 years. I don't think it's
No, not an antique, but it's a classic. It'd be
Now it's definitely considered anything to me. Anything
25
over
is a
20
classic.
years.
I thought 25
I
because
say-
that's the
I say
rules for
20.
card. But anyways,
I don't know. Anyway,
I've had a gaming console for 20 years. Wow.
so have I. I'm just realizing that now.
That's crazy.
Wow. Anyway, so I played this game, loved it as a kid, and literally from the time I was about 13 to my 25th birthday, I was not able to find this game anywhere. I looked everywhere. The only place I could find it was on eBay, and it was like way too much money.
1,000 billion.
Oh no! People were like, "Oh yeah, the cartridges is kind of wrecked, but give me $200." And I'm like, "Fuck you! I'm not paying that."
Yeah, the cartridge doesn't work, but just give me like $50 for it. You'll figure it out. Are you high right now?
you'll
No,
figure
but
it out.
once you give me that $50, it will be.
Let's give me that $50. I'm gonna go to Space Mountain. Best part about that joke is it's gonna go over 90% of people's heads. But like 2 people will know what I'm talking about when I say Space Mountain. Woo! She go ride Space Mountain. Anyway, back to TJ's story. Tangent's gone. I don't know what that is, but I've been doing it. So, looking for this game, and my good buddy Mr. Dark Runner knew this. That for the last over 10 years, I was looking for this game, couldn't find it. Everyone I knew, who I was good friends with, knew I was looking for it. And for my 25th birthday a couple years ago, last year? No, 2 years ago. My mom and Sam threw this like big party for me and my old man because we're born on the same day. So we're there, and it's this big celebration, and everybody's there. Actually, what's funny is most of the Podbeard crew was there as well, which is kind of hilarious to think about now. Prague was there, Dark Runner was there, Ryan was there, Brandon was there.
Kaz wasn't there.
Kaz wasn't there because I didn't know you at the time. Well, she
Screw
probably
you
would've
for
been.
not knowing
Actually,
me.
sorry, Brandon wasn't there. He had to work, unfortunately. But anyway, so we're there, and my buddy Dark Runner is like, "Hey man, come here. I want to give you your present." And I'm like, "You don't have to do that. Fucking motherfucker." I was like already pretty drunk at the time. He's like, no. Like, I promise you're gonna flip your shit.
You're going to enjoy this.
And I was like,
It's going to be like a plump tomato.
and I was like, oh god, I'm gonna get raped, aren't I? So I go over, and he has this little bag, and he hands it to me. Open it up, and lo and behold, it is a mint condition copy of Ogre Battle 64.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Ogre Battle 63. I was gonna be like, oh, that's not Ogre Battle 64.
It's like the shittier copy of it. It's
the prequel.
Ogre Battle 64.
It's 63.9. Oh my god.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ! So yeah, he's like, yeah, man. Like they went to like a gaming convention, and he was like, I saw it for like a decent price, and I was like, I have to do this. And I was like, dude, thank you. Like, so
And we have learned that we have to go to gaming conventions.
yes, which you just triggered me because we're gonna do that this year. We have
Fan Expo.
So Brandon, if you're listening, which I hope you are,
Book tickets and book a booth because we're gonna go and do a live podcast.
Well,
at
I
Fan
don't
Expo.
know if we can do a booth.
It's okay. I'll cover it. No, wait. Take that back. I might be rich. I might not be rich by then. No, wait. Yes, I will be because I'm gonna win the lottery this week. I'm planning to win the lottery.
I'm also planning to win the lottery this week. So we'll both win the lottery, and then we'll buy the expo, and then we'll just have the two guys in a gaming expo.
Yeah, we're literally gonna just have our name on it. It's not gonna be Fan Expo anymore. It's gonna be called Motorized Windblower Expo.
Yay!
Can you imagine?
Motorized
That'd be so
windblower
great.
gathering.
Yes, gathering of the motorized windblowers. Our 50 motorized windblowers show up. Wow, this is it. Oh.
Oh shit! Hey,
I love you, Hodder and Caz. Shut up. You're not even a hot chick. Shut up.
they all do. You know. No, we have some female listeners actually.
So you got this Ogre Battle from.
So I got Ogre Battle 64. I was really hyped about it. Dark Runner's the man. Shouts to him. And I wasn't actually able to play it. Do you remember when we went to get the
controller?
I got that controller and
Yeah.
I got the new memory card.
Yeah.
because it needed a memory card.
Oh, okay.
So I got that that was a few months ago now. Mm-hmm. And I
We were
played
just children back then.
Yeah, I know. We were like episode 4 or 5.
Pretty much.
We weren't even teens yet.
We still had free time back then.
Aha! Now we no longer have free time.
Adulting is hard.
Adulting is
So now you can finally enjoy
So I was
it.
able to play the shit out of it for like the first couple months. I kind of forgot about it for like a month or so. It
Nice. There you go. Shout out to Prog Rocker. All that hard work on the tubes.
wasn't Prog Rocker, it was Dark Runner.
Whatever. I can't remember all these names. There's too many
There's
people.
only two people you need to remember: Prog Rocker and Dark Runner. But and he was like, "Oh, so how's Ogre Battle?" I'm like, "Dude, I love it." I got super into it, and then a bunch of these games I picked up for my PS4. So I was like, I gotta play these, you know. So I started playing it again a couple days ago.
Nice.
And I'm loving the shit out of it. And if you guys aren't familiar with Ogre Battle 64, and this is leading into our topic, I promise. Now I'm on the final stretch getting into the topic.
Kaz and Hodder. 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left. Kaz and Hodder. Oh, sorry. That was our intern.
We have an intern.
Yeah, it's Kaz.
Haha. Caz is our intern as well as our
So leading into our topic.
so leading into
just
our
correcting
topic.
TJ. I just feel like I'm just like, okay, so because I'm the king of tangents, I decide when the tangents can happen and when they cannot. See, right now I'm allowing this tangent to happen, but now I'm going to take it back to TJ, who's not going to tangent. Go ahead, TJ.
So the other day I went to Walmart. No. But so for those of you who are not familiar with the game, it is for N64, obviously. And basically it's kind of like in a way, it's kind of like a turn-based strategy game, but the combat's in real time in the sense of you go into your battle and you decide if you guys are either going to attack, use an item, or flee kind of deal.
Right.
And then they attack and everything. And it is a really hard game if you don't know what you're doing. Luckily, I had so much experience with it before that I kind of jumped into it. I was like, yeah, whatever, it's easy. A lot of really awesome characters. And it's just a really, really good game. Really awesome story. I'm gonna have to have you play it.
Okay.
Because it is actually I feel like you actually would be like, oh, it's, and you know what? The graphics are actually considering it's for the N64 and everything, it's because it's the type of graphics that it is. It's they're almost timeless.
Oh, okay.
So it is a really good game. If you guys haven't heard of Ogre Battle 64, definitely check it out. You can get emulators, and I know someone's probably going, well, TJ, why don't you just get an emulator of Ogre Battle 64? That's what Dark Runner said to me. I was like, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. It's not the same. I can't do it. It's not the same. So the N64, Kaz.
What is an N64?
The N64 was a console that was crucial to my upbringing as a
I think
gamer.
it's just a crucial console.
I think it's the most, I'm going to just go on record and say it's probably the most important console ever.
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm going to go off record and say, TJ, we talk about Nintendo way too much on this podcast. No, I'm just joking.
Just kidding, assholes.
The N64 It is the Hodder and Caz generation's console. That's what I'm going to say.
Absolutely.
I speak for our generation when I say the N64 was revolutionary.
And we are millennials. So
Well, I hate that word because
So do I,
I
but-
don't pull myself in with millennials.
I don't either, but
I
unfortunately
accept the
it's,
title.
you know.
I just do not accept all the weight that comes with it.
I know. I don't either. But
I am not
unfortunately-
a true millennial. I'm a hypocrite millennial. I should be whining and complaining about jobs and stuff, and whatever. Being like,
awkward realizations.
So yeah, the N64 was revolutionary. It gave birth to so many amazing games, not to mention, the 3D platforming.
Yes. Which is something that nowadays I think a lot of people kind of they forget about.
And they go, "Oh, these games suck." Well, you suck. No,
You
I'm just
literally
joking.
suck.
No,
Like, you are the
it's something
worst.
that has been lost.
Suck ass Switch.
And it's basically become it's very rare to see a 3D platformer nowadays that actually takes off and it holds all the value that these 3D platformers held. It also N64 also gave birth to first person shooting in a sense of it was like not just like I'm not talking about like where Doom was not
It was the
multi-rotational.
first person shooter.
It was actual like 3D first person shooting. Like let's get this
competitive
going, it gave birth to so many amazing games. It gave birth to like great racing games, great RPGs, and it holds up to this day. And I still have never seen it been topped. Now I've seen it come close to being topped.
Yeah, there's a lot of great systems out there.
I've seen the GameCube attempt to do it, and they did a good job, but they just never came close. And I've seen the Switch now trying to do it, and I
feel if anything's
like
gonna
they can do it.
It's gonna be the Switch because the Switch has such great content, as you've heard from us for the last 20 episodes.
I've seen Xbox, the original Xbox console, come out, and they were just on par almost.
That was a great.
They were so
console.
close
Yeah.
to what Nintendo was, and the Xbox was a great console. I've seen the PS2 do great. I've seen the PS3 do great. I've even seen the PS4 do great. But
PlayStation is very consistent.
nothing comes close to what the N64 offers. Not even the Nintendo 3DS, unfortunately, which is hard for me to even say because
You
the
are
3DS
a big fan of that console.
is the home console I know. It's so
That's like your main. Like as long as I've known you, that's been your main console.
And so when I say this, that the N64 is revolutionary, nothing will come close to it until I see basically the only way they could do it is if they came back with Rare, which would never happen.
Which it's not going to happen. But if they did, that would be like that would. Can you imagine? Like, let's say I'm Nintendo for a second, and we announce tomorrow as we record this
that they bought
back Rare, and that
they're hiring all of Rare's original staff back, even the ones that died in that terrible fire, and they're like, you guys can come back, and they rise from the dead, and they're like, let's make Conker's 2, let's make Banjo-Kazooie 3, let's just do it.
And they just they release Conker's Bad Fur Day 2. They release.
It wouldn't even be called Conker's Bad Fur Day. It would just be called Conker's. It would be called Conker Gets Drunk Again, Falls Down a Hole, and has to go to hell. Conker Goes to Hell. That'd be a cool title.
That would actually be a great game too.
Yeah.
That'd be. I can already picture that game.
So yeah, but anyways, getting into the topic of games, what made the N64 so great were some of these games, and I just want to touch base on some of them. I don't want to really get into them. I just want to kind of mention them by title. Do you explain a little bit why these are the games that made it? And if you haven't played them before, I don't even implore you. I urge you. This is my catharsis. I urge you to go out.
I love the words.
Go out and please find a copy of these games. I swear to God, if you own an Xbox One, half of these games are available on a game called the Rare Replay.
Yeah,
buy
they
it.
are.
It's $30. Get it. You will experience all these amazing N64 games.
Yes, not to mention as far as finding an actual N64 console, because people have hit me up before saying like, where can I find an N64?
And apparently they're hard to find now because a couple of years ago you could pick them up anywhere, and you can still pick them up.
You can pick up like the refurbished models really easily. Shout out to 7-Star Games and Ajax. I know they had like 4 or 5 when we were.
Yeah, it's just they're not cheap though.
They're like $100. You're gonna pay about $100.
These are relics now, so they're not like gonna be cheap.
You're probably to get a good console that's in great shape and going to work, a great controller, a great memory pack.
And that's not hard to do though for those things because now they've basically come out and companies have realized the value of what the N64 was. Like even for you just picked up a brand new.
It was a $20
N64 controller, and I hum and hawed on it, and I'm just like, well, if you can pick one up now, I can definitely come back and pick one up later. So like, yeah, but these games are just games that. Like this is our roots. This is what shapes our knowledge of gaming, and this is why if you think that we might be kind of picky with gaming, and you might go, "Oh, you always bash on this." This is because this is what gaming to us is.
Yes,
this is
what we compare it to.
This is what we hold it to. Like if a game doesn't hold up to it, then that's where our criticism comes in. Mm-hmm. So we don't want to be like unfair in our judgments on games, but this is the reason why.
Okay, guys, so we're going to take a quick second to give a much needed shout out to our good friend, Mr. Jason Reese from Jaybird Digital Arts. Whether you guys need t-shirts, logos, business cards, phone manipulation, custom art, anything like that, Jason is your guy.
You've seen our logo. You've seen how awesome it is. Hit him up today by going to www.jaybirddigitalarts.com. That is JAYBIRD digitalarts.com. Go there right now.
Right now, guys. Just pause the podcast.
Jaybird Digital Arts.
Digital Arts. When I think of the first-person shooter I ever played, ever, was GoldenEye 007.
Exactly, yeah.
And
or it was the Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, right?
That one was a third-person shooter.
Well, okay.
But it's similar. Yeah. Same with me, like third-person shooter, I compare them to that. And yeah, I know what some people are already saying. They're like, don't sit here and tell me that GoldenEye still holds up and blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is what that game brought to the table as the first-person shooter that I ever played, the competitiveness, the controls, the tight controls, the guns, the level design, everything compared to the newer first-person shooter games, I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, they're just so washed up, overdone, and it's the same freaking model after another with no improvements and no change. And even if they do change something, it ends up going the opposite way that you want it to. Like, nothing's going to compare to the original Call of Duties, like for what that feeling was. Nothing's going to compare to anything like that. And after you kind of get into that washed up era of like every year you're releasing a new model, but it's not really a new model. It's just the same model being reused from the last game. It just doesn't work anymore. That'd be like them pumping out a new Zelda game every year. It wouldn't be good anymore. They take 5 to 7 years to make one Zelda game. They take at least 3 to 4 years to make a Mario platformer that's like a 3D Mario platformer. So these games don't just get popped out. Look at Bethesda. Bethesda doesn't just pop out a new Skyrim or a new Elder Scrolls game every year. It's like a 7-year or 8-year gap. Like what, Skyrim's been out for what, almost 8 or 9 years now?
It's been a long time.
It's been out for a long time. It's 2008, I think, right? Or 2010, one of those two.
2010, I think.
Yeah, so it's been out for like 8 years, and they don't even have a freaking another one like that. And Fallout was the same way. The only reason why Fallout New Vegas happened was because they had the model for Fallout 3, but Fallout New Vegas ended up becoming a way bigger improvement.
The best game in the Fallout series.
That's why I say that, like, you know, these games that we are comparing to, like, they have to hold up from the N64 standards. Sure. So that's why I want to just get into it. Like, going the way of Rare, I'm just going to name all the Rare games that come off the top of my head, and if I forget any, you go ahead and just pop in there. So, like, another shooter one that is so underrated, but now it is completely playable. It wasn't very playable on the N64, but it was always intriguing to me, was Jet Force Gemini. And I've talked about it on here before, so I'm not going to get into it. But Jet Force Gemini was this crazy space adventure. It didn't make any sense to me as a kid, but as I started playing it as an adult on the Rare replay, it became more playable. They added more features to it. The double joystick just makes it so much easier to play.
That was a game that was ahead of its time. It almost needed that double joystick.
I'm not even kidding you. Like, it was just fun. The music was so good because Rare just had their way with music. They knew how to make something creepy or fun or whatever. And that game is so underrated. You could mention that to N64 gamers right now, and they will go, "Oh, I remember that game." I could go up to anybody else that's a Nintendo gamer, and they would just be like, "I've never heard of Jet Force Gemini. I've done it so many times. They do not know what Jet Force Gemini is." And it was such a cool concept. It's basically the Guardians of the Galaxy. It was like
pretty much. Were you surprised I knew it? Were you surprised I knew it?
No, I expected lots of people who are fans of like Nintendo to know it. Like I could talk to my one uncle. He's an N64 buff. He loves Jet Force Gemini. He wouldn't shut up about it if I brought it up to him. But then there's other people where I've gone up and go, "Remember Jet Force Gemini?" And they go, "What?" And then I have to explain it a bit, and they're like, oh, yeah, I totally forgot about that game. Completely underrated. But that game inspired such a weird, I feel like a space-age thing. Like, not to say it inspired Halo, because Halo was in its own ballpark, and Halo was inspired by other things, which we already know. Alien. Anyways. Halo is another story for another time. That's another great first-person shooter. But
Absolutely. Another time.
yeah, that was one game that I was just like, it's so underrated, but I very strongly urge you, if you're really interested in playing these games and getting to know why we are the way we are with games, Jet Force Gemini, check it out. Very
That's
fun.
definitely one.
Banjo-Kazooie games. Enough
Hell
said.
yeah.
I don't even have to get into those. Banjo-Kazooie 1 was fun loving. It was all happy-go-lucky. There was just goofy after goofy after goofy, and you get to the end and you beat the bad guy, and you just have this like great rapport with the game, and you're like, yes, you feel so accomplished. You get all these power-ups, and then boom, Banjo-Tooie hits, and it's a dark, it's downward
Yes.
spiral. Everything's completely dismal, but it's still fun.
I love Banjo-Tooie.
Banjo-Tooie just added to it. It's one of those sequels that you're like, how did you make a better game? And it's because they expanded, they knew what they were doing with it from day one, and it was just perfect. The platforming stayed the same. It was the same controls, more extras to it, and it just, honestly, like, it was one of those sequels that, how do you make a better sequel? That's how you make a better sequel.
Yeah, if you guys want to check that out, definitely, like, I may say Banjo-Tooie is my favorite. I think
Yes.
it's the far superior
I
one, but
do like Banjo-Tooie
Play
a lot better.
Banjo-Kazooie first.
Yes, play Banjo-Kazooie, get the feel for it, because it isn't as bad. Like, lots of people say, oh, I like Banjo-Kazooie more than Banjo-Tooie, and that's fine. I just find Banjo-Tooie added more of a challenge than Banjo-Kazooie. But Banjo-Kazooie was challenging. When it first came out, for what
Absolutely.
it was like a baby. Like, that was like a child platformer. Like, that was probably one of the first platformers that came out and said, why don't you go collect things next to Super Mario 64,
Of
right?
course, yeah.
And then another game that's on there is Conquer, which we just talked about. Conquer Bad Verde
Love Conquer.
was an adult game on the N64.
It looked like a kid's game.
That looked like a kid's game, so kids would get away with playing it. And it was literally just the funniest, most outrageous game.
Yes, raunchy too. Like,
It
I
was so
forgot how
raunchy, and
raunchy it was.
I love it. I love playing through it because it references movies.
Yes.
Which is just hilarious to me. Like, it references so many movies. And you fight, like, all these crazy bosses. And
I am the great mighty Pooh, and I'm going to throw my shit at you.
actual dialogue from the game. And
Some my chocolate starfish. How do you think you're going to survive in here?
bravo.
Have some caviar.
Bravo.
And he throws
And the
fucking
way
toilet
you
paper.
beat him is to throw toilet paper at him.
Yep.
You
And then
throw toilet paper in a giant pile of shit, and that's how you beat him. And he's an actual
And you
boss.
flush him.
And yeah,
It's
you flush
amazing.
him. Yeah,
it's
so-
amazing.
Anyways, and Conker's just had all these fun mechanics to it. He's a little squirrel running around, and it just was one of those platformers that was just like, he's literally just trying to get back home.
All he's trying to do, he was drunk, he got lost, he's trying to get home.
He's hungover. He's just trying to get back home, and while he's trying to get back home, he's got to make all these deals with people in order to get through the levels, and it's just hilarious. So that's a game that you like. Even adult gamers today, you'll go and play that game. It's hilarious. If they,
So good.
That's one that like
Yeah.
should have been remastered. Like, but
It wasn't
obviously-
it for the Xbox?
No, they tried to. But
It was
they
too different. Like
They couldn't do it.
Well,
Yeah.
the other thing is they took out the swearing.
Yeah,
I'm going to throw my.
that's why you want the
at
N64.
I was
You want
like, what?
So on the rare replay, it's uncensored again.
Is it?
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
So, anyways,
I know Brandon's trying to find that game for the N64.
Yeah. So if he wants, Brandon, if you're looking for it and you like get the rare replay, I know you don't probably have an Xbox One, but if you like, if you're just,
I don't know if he does or not.
but yeah, N64, it costs like $100 and everything. So I mean, like, I guess it's like, it kind of balances out. I mean, if you just want one game for $100, it's fine. But like, I don't know. It's totally up to you. A rare replay doesn't censor it, and it takes it right back to its like roots, like it's classic, right? So
Awesome. That's awesome to hear. I didn't know that.
yeah. Other rare games like Diddy Kong Racing inspired such a world of like fun racing, but at the same time, it was like battling and just this interesting concept that had never been done before.
I think that might be one of my favorite racing games of all time.
Yeah,
and I'm not
like-
a huge, but like because people say, "Oh, Mario Kart." No, Mario Kart was an amazing game.
Yeah.
I played that game with my mother, for God's sakes. We loved it. I used to always play as Wario, and she'd always play as Peach. And she used to be like, I whenever I'd pass her with Wario, I just remember her going like, "You little bugger!" Like, and it was so fun. But
Yeah.
Diddy Kong Racing. Just I don't mean to like hijack your
No,
thing,
that's
but, like,
fine.
I'm like triggered so hard about it now. Like you have the 3 different types of vehicles: your hovercraft, your plane,
Yeah.
your little cart. All these awesome characters. Banjo was in it, for God's sake.
Yeah, exactly.
Conker was in it before he was Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yes.
So it was like, because I remember when I played as Conker, I was like, oh, like this cute little guy. And look, Conker's Bad Fur Day came out. I should check it
Conker's
out.
Bad
And
Fur
then,
Day.
my mom was like, this game's rated M. You're not getting, because this is when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Like, my mom was like, you're not renting this. I'm like, why? Go up to the counter and the guy was like, because this is back when you used to rent games from the
Yeah, of
store.
course.
I know it's a really far-fetched idea now, but
Yeah, renting games.
yeah, I know. Who does that? And the guy literally said to my mother, like, he should not be playing this. And I was like, bro.
Yeah, I never heard of it, never played it and then it wasn't until like I got into my teen years and then my uncle was like, yeah, have you ever played Conker's Bad Fur Day? I'm like, no. And he's like, it's really fun. And I started playing it and I was just like, oh, I'm not interested in this. And then as I got older, I was like, okay,
You
maybe I'll play
appreciate
it.
it.
Yeah.
You have to be an adult to really
Yeah.
appreciate it, you know?
Yeah, so, but yeah. No,
Diddy Kong Racing was great. It was a really
it
good
was
one.
a revolutionary game, and it of course only had like one game, and that's the thing. Rare hit like all these notes with like bringing out perfect platformers, perfect racing games, all these perfect shooting games, and then they just kind of went like,
Didn't they remaster it though, or something? I think they did a Game Boy Advance version.
oh, probably
It was Diddy
it's
Kong
not,
something.
It's not the same.
Donkey Kong. I think it was like called Donkey
You can't
Kong
compare
Racing.
N64 games to Game
You
Boy
can't.
Advance
You
games.
can't. No, it's not a fair comparison.
And then the biggest one of all for me, I know I'm probably missing some key rare games because there are a lot of other ones.
There's
that
none
are
that are like I can think of, but there is so many great ones.
But Donkey Kong 64 was Rare's masterpiece, in my opinion.
yeah,
I still know that they hold it in their highest regard because when they brought out Ukulele, they referenced Donkey Kong 64 with the
Yeah.
ukulele rap, and I was just like, so I know for a fact that Donkey Kong 64 was their baby, and it's still my favorite N64 game of all time for a platformer. I mean, like, everything about that game, the switching system for character switching, like, completely innovative. Like you don't find that in any other game. There's no other game where you jump into a barrel and change your character. The boss fights, legendary. You will never ever match a boss fight in that game. Ever. You could never match boss fights like that. Like Rare could never be beaten with their boss fights. Ever.
even comparing to like my favorite N64 game, which we'll talk about a little later.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys probably don't know what it is.
You
I'm a loser.
the first match.
No, it's actually not.
Oh, okay.
Comparing it to like other games that had amazing
Like
boss
Ocarina
battles.
of Time, Majora's Mask, even
amazing
Banjo
boss fights.
Tooie.
Yeah, but compared to just collectively all of the boss fights,
Yeah.
you can't compare them. It's
No,
just
because
they were
each
so
boss
good.
fight was just such a goofy boss fight, but it was like the music and the atmosphere and just like the sense of urgency.
Yes.
That's all you want in a boss fight. You just want to feel like, holy crap, I'm actually like fighting like one of the most toughest things in the world. How am I gonna beat it? Oh my god.
Now, real quick on that, 2 questions. Number 1, who's your favorite character in the game to play as?
My favorite character? I don't know. I like all of them. I've just become adapted to all of them because there's so much, like, they all have such unique skills. Like, I used to think, Chunky was my favorite character.
He's my
and then Diddy was my
favorite.
favorite character.
Yeah.
And then
like
Tiny was my favorite character because they all have different abilities. So it's like, it's hard. Like, don't even get me started. I used to hate playing as Donkey Kong. And then I started
actually
to
did too.
love playing as Donkey Kong
Yeah.
as I got through it. But it's all about, like, I think they're all great characters. And that's what makes that game so good is you can switch into any one of them and you just have fun with them. Like Lanky is such a goofy character.
so fun.
And
Yeah.
like Donkey Kong's just like your main character you're gonna go and you're gonna do all your stuff with and then you got Diddy who's just goofing around with his peanut poppers.
I used to just love flying on his little thing
Yeah,
and
his
just shooting
jetpack,
people with his peanut guns.
But no, they all have great like abilities. And what was your other thing?
I was
you
gonna say
wanted
your favorite boss fight.
Quack in the Box.
Same.
Like
By far.
Quack in the
Love
Box
that boss
is
fight.
the scariest, most terrifying, most fun, and most tactical boss fight in that game next to Cardboard K. Rool or Cutout K. Rool.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Which is
too.
just hilarious. It was like they literally were not even hiding the fact that they ran out of boss fight ideas. And by saying that, they came up with the best boss fight. Like, I cannot describe Cutout K. Rool. You have to see it for yourself. If you play DK64, Cutout K. Rool was just this giant cutout of the bad guy, King K. Rool. And all the Kongs have to fight him together collectively. And you basically just have to shoot yourself out of a cannon at this cutout 3 times to knock him out. But as you start knocking pieces off him, he gets collectively harder to hit. So you have to time it perfectly. Or if you miss, you only get 5 shots, right? So if you miss one of your shots, then you you run out of
you're
Kongs,
screwed,
right?
yeah.
So it's like, oh fuck. But it's so funny because it's just such a funny boss fight. And then of course, like they just have like so many unique boss fights in that game, like the Dragonfly, or I guess his name's the Dodogadon or whatever. He's the Dragonfly boss, and the Armadillo.
Who's another great one.
Funny.
But the Quack in the Box is definitely
the Quack in the
best
box
boss
just
fight,
has the most. Yeah, he's just like this, and he looks like this terrifying, meshed up horror nightmare toy. And you're tiny. That's what makes it so good. You're tiny Kong. You're the most
smallest
fragile Kong.
Fragile Kong.
But you kick this thing's ass. Like it's actually the first time where it tricks you into thinking you're gonna beat a boss on the third hit. And you do not get to beat it on the third hit. No. Instead of beating it on the third hit, he becomes invisible, and he starts shooting super lasers at you, and you have to hit him 2 more times before you can actually beat him.
And I remember that because, again, as a kid, I was like, oh my God, what's going on? Oh shit, what the hell? And I was like freaking out.
I know, I had nightmares. Like I could not fight him as a kid. I was just like, oh.
It's funny.
But yeah, and then he just became like one of my favorite boss fights to actually take part in, because I got tactical with it, and I doubled back, and I finally can beat him all the time now. It's just fun. He's just a fun boss. But yeah, so that's kind of my Rare talk.
Absolutely.
And then if we get into the other N64 games, I know we already talked about Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time.
The Ocarina of Time being I have to say it's my favorite.
It's his
one.
phonics
It just has
game.
to be.
That's the phonics game.
It taught me how to read. LOL, 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 ha 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 ha.
And then there's Majora's Mask, which is collectively the best Zelda game, which we've agreed on many times, and we still think it's the best Zelda game.
I think it might collectively be our favorite game.
It is. I can literally just I'm still playing it right now. Like I'm literally playing.
You literally are playing,
and I love it.
now.
And I know the game like the back of my hand. I can walk through that game like I could be like piss ass drunk. And I can still I'll wake up the next morning and I will have beaten that whole. I have walked through half that game and I'm like, how did I do that? I'm so amazed.
I don't remember what I was doing last night. Apparently, I beat Majora's Mask.
But I know that game so well now, and I just love that whole feeling. And that was just like N64 gold right there, man. Literally, the cartridge was gold. It was
amazing.
It was amazing. And then you got your Super Mario 64, which
the classics.
Which just branded Mario platformers, like right there. There's no, and it's funny because shout outs to somebody named Dare. You know who you are.
The Dare.
I was talking to him the other day, and he was just like, Super Mario 64? I don't get why people like that game so much. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, but it's good. And he's like, no, but it's not. And I've never really thought about it. Like, there's probably people out there who don't like it. And I started to think about it. Like, it's not my favorite platformer at all. Like, it's actually kind of lost on me. Like, I love it, and it has so much nostalgia to it. And going around and just jumping up and collecting the stars and everything. But it is interesting because it is a great platformer, and people who played it, they loved it because it was Mario running around, and it was the first time Mario could just walk in circles and stuff. So it was a big deal. But when you actually go back and analyze the game, it's not even one of the best N64 games. Did we even put it on our top 10 list? I don't think we did. For if we were ranking
did a top 10 list.
No, I mean if we were ranking.
It's not on mine.
It's not on mine.
For
either.
sure, it's not on mine.
But it's just interesting that he said it to me because it kind of triggered me a little bit. I'm like,
You're
what?
like,
You're
what?
right. It's not actually that good.
It's a great game.
It's
a
great,
classic,
but it's not even on par with.
Is it on Hodder and Caz's top 10? It's not on.
No, I mean I can go back and play it tomorrow, but I mean it's just not. It's not something that I would be like, oh yeah, I totally have to go play the best N64 game ever. No, it's
for sure. But then there's all these obscure games too that people may or may not know.
Yeah,
and there's a few I
Chronicles
definitely
the First
about.
Mage.
The number one. Well, I literally said yesterday to the Dare. Which is funny. I really hope he hears this because he's gonna be like, "Oh, it's my name now. I'm the Dare." But I didn't mean to make fun of you when I said that. Because he was like, "Oh, what's your favorite game from the N64?" And I was like, I at the time I was like, I can't choose, but I'll tell you one of my favorites. And I said, if you know this game, I'll literally give you $20. And he's like, what is it? And it's 80 Chronicles the First Mage. And he was like, the what of the what? And I was like, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's a game that is amazing. I'm not going to talk about it because I've talked about it lots in this podcast, but you guys definitely check it out. But there are a few other obscure ones that I love to play. One is one that most people also don't know, and it was kind of like a third-person shooter, a really dark game, actually.
Yeah.
It's called Shadow Man.
Oh, okay.
It's rated M. It was
For monkeys.
It was the graphics weren't great for it, but the story was really cool. You're basically like a voodoo assassin dude, It's like third-person shooter. You have a double pistol kind of deal and a bunch of other cool weapons.
That's
really dark story, but a really awesome game. Very obscure. I've never met anyone who knows the game.
Yeah.
Almost more so than Indian Chronicles, because Indian Chronicles has like a little underground following.
Yeah.
But there's nothing for Shadow Man. Iggy's Wrecking Balls. Did you ever play that?
No.
Kind of like a fun little platformer puzzle game where you're literally a ball and you roll around and different. It's kind of like oh my god, oh no, kind of a similar idea to like Ape Escape,
Oh, okay.
where you're kind of like you have to like collect certain things and catch certain.
Wait,
people
Super Monkey
and-
Ball? Did you just say?
Super Monkey Ball. I meant yeah. I
Oh,
meant
okay.
that.
Yeah, I know that game.
But
duh.
Iggy's Wrecking Balls was pretty much the same concept. But
okay.
a really great game. Glover, which we've talked about
Glover.
before on this podcast.
I mean, geez, yeah.
yeah, amazing
Glover.
game.
Fantastic.
Another obscure one, Mischief Makers.
Mischief Makers.
Shake, shake, shake.
Such
I
a
love
great
that
little game. Yeah. Like,
Amazing
what a great
game.
platformer. I love Mischief Makers.
Great platformer, interesting boss fights and everything, and a cool story.
Very underrated too. Very. Not so much like as an underrated game, but we talked about it. Shout outs to episode 18, Paper Mario.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Amazing game.
Like, just what
Amazing.
a revolution. Like, we've just listed like 50 games, and I am not good at counting, so I'm probably exaggerating. But what we're basically telling you here is if you have not played the N64, you have not played real video games.
Yeah, because I mean, there's even like a few more. I'm like, I have
There's
to.
the
at
Star
least
Wars
mention.
games.
Yes, there's so
So many of the Star Wars games that TJ has mentioned.
Freaking
in the
Rogue
past.
Squadron, for God's sake. Shouts to the Empire. Episode 1 Racer, which I'm trying to find because that is my favorite racing game. I
Yeah.
love that game so
F-Zero.
much. Amazing racing game.
Snowboard 64.
Yes, Snowboard Kids.
Wave Racer 64.
Snowboard Kids. Again. Snowboard Kids
Some
2.
obscure games. We're just chucking them out there.
I'm trying to think. Castlevania is one that I've talked
You're
about
missing
before.
such a big one too. Super Smash Brothers.
I was saving that for the end.
Why were you saving that for the end? Just get it out of the way. We just
Super
gotta,
Smash Brothers.
She's just like, oh fuck you! Hit the pause button. Delete
God
this.
damn it.
Let's re-record this shit.
We're recording this whole podcast. It's done. And then like a couple other like talking about Mario. Like there's a bunch of like the Mario sports games.
Mario parties.
Mario parties are amazing. Mario Party 2 it's 3, excuse me.
No, wait. Sorry, it was 75,992.
Thank you for that correction. No,
Yes.
Mario Party 3 is my favorite. I love because I think that was the first one they had with Luigi.
Oh, is it?
I want to say.
Oh,
I think.
okay.
I think. I love that game so much.
That's cool.
Mario
That's
Golf.
Cool. That's cool. Mario Golf. Yeah.
Great game.
Mario Tennis.
Yes, Mario Tennis. And I'm trying to like. There's so
Mario Motocross GPX.
Yes.
Just kidding. That's not a real game.
But then from the standpoint of for the wrestling fans out there, because I know there are a couple that listen.
This
to
is for the
podcast.
wrestling fans
Yes.
to decide.
There's some great wrestling games. WWF at the time, of course. No Mercy, which is like the best wrestling game ever. WrestleMania 2000, WCW versus NWO Revenge, Backstage Assault.
I feel like we're doing a really bad Oscar speech right now. We're just like thanking all our N64 games.
Yeah.
I just want to shout out to. We're not even doing shout outs today. We're just shouting out N64 games. I just want to shout out DK64, Banjo Kazooie 64, Banjo Tooie 64. You know, Jet Force Gemini. You Jet Force Gemini. You keep dreaming. You live big. Okay, Diddy Kong Racing. Just going up.
And like, there's ones I know I'm gonna listen back to this. I'm gonna go, shit, I forgot about this. I forgot about this.
I know. I'm trying to. I'm
to.
like, while you're listing
Yeah.
your stuff off, I'm like, oh, there's more. I know there is. Come on, Zach.
There's
think
so
about
many
it.
great games for the N64, and there's ones that were like kind of splash in the pan games. Quest 64 was one that I really enjoyed playing.
Asteroid 64. It was a 3D asteroid game. Think about that.
What's not to like?
Think about it. I got that game from somebody, and I don't know who, and I started playing it. I was like, this game's so boring.
There's so many great games to the N64, and what we've been trying to get across today, obviously, is the fact that it is the console that has shaped us both as gamers
And as men.
and as men.
We are hardworking men because of the N64, because we are heroes. Because these gaming heroes inspired us to be heroes.
absolutely friggin' right. And I mean, from a kind of a getting into a more sentimental moment for a second here, it was the first console that we really like when we started talking.
Yeah.
After knowing each other for like a year, we
Yeah.
finally were like actually started talking to each other and communicating like people.
Rabble.
We started talking about gaming, and it was like N64, and we're like, "What? Oh my god!
You played N64? You played N64? Did you play this game? Yeah. Did you play Alien Chronicles: The First Mage? What?
No, I usually don't bust that out until I know someone for like a few months. But like we start talking about like Majora's Mask, and Ocarina of Time, blah 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 blah. Like
And you were looking, Tommy how to read. Tommy how to read, Sharon. Tommy how to read. Okay, Randy, calm down.
my God! Quick, do all your call-outs. Quick, go.
Call-outs? What are you talking
All your
about?
little call-out things you
My
used to do.
call out things?
Yeah, you're
Like, I don't think that's appropriate. Hodder, I don't think that's appropriate. Oh, jeez, Rick, just do it for him. You guys are doing really inappropriate things. Get out of my way, Cleveland! Get out of the way! Okay, then, I guess I'm making an appearance, too. All right. Hi, everybody. I'm just, that fan. Get out of the way, kid. Get out of the way. Get out of the street, kid. Get out of the street. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You say...
I came
What?
to this podcast,
Episode 20?
episode 20, to send you a message.
Oh.
I came.
No!
And I'm the weird voice TJ does sometimes.
And I'm two guys in a game announcer and the hormone monster. I know what you're thinking about right now. But Hodder and Caz are off limits. They're mine. And of course, who could forget?
I'm trying to think of who's any other voices we know. And this is Gene Simmons from Kiss. And then obviously, Brandon, please insert yourself doing Gilbert Godfrey.
Remember, Peter, with great power comes great responsibility. Sure.
Thank you.
I can do Gilbert Godfrey too.
You can't. You know what?
I think we
real
all
quick-
can do
yes.
Gilbert Godfrey, but Brandon just does it a little
We all
bit better.
can do a little bit of Gilbert Godfrey.
But we just let Brandon have this voice, okay? So,
And then
Brandon, I
there's-
bestow upon you the Gilbert Godfrey for Sick Kids Voice Award.
Brandon has done so much for this podcast, so we would be remiss not to thank him for all of his work and putting up with us doing stuff last minute and everything.
Yes.
You are the man. So thank you, man, so very much for everything that you do for
I'd
this
like
podcast.
to just thank myself. I mean,
Yes.
20 episodes. Wow. Like, who would have thought I would have survived this long? I mean, it's all about me. I have no shout outs. I don't give a shit about anybody. No, I'm just joking. Can you
I
imagine?
just say I know you have shout-outs.
Just, I don't give a shit.
And it is
Just
now
shake that ass.
Pigeon
End of season 1. Roll the credits.
Shake my ass.
Roll the credits. End of
Pigeon
season 1. Technically, this is season 1.
This is
20
like- in a
episodes.
way, yeah, in a
Season
way.
1 of Two
Yeah.
Guys in a Game. We're like, when we put this out on CD-ROM and floppy disk, this is season 1.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I guess that is it. So we're wrapping up the N64 talk.
Oh,
there.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
big
already
time,
wrapped
right?
up.
Oh.
Unless you have another game you want to talk about.
No, man, I think I mentioned like every game that they ever made
Yeah,
for the
and,
N64.
I mean, we're gonna
Except
do
for
the top-
Forsaken
yeah.
64, but I think that's like the only one I missed. Maybe. Yeah. Possibly.
For sure. There's a bunch.
could be
There's
other
tons.
ones.
There's tons that I'm forgetting.
There's millions.
But before
I like what you've got.
good job.
It's time for
Before we get into that, I want to say I'm going to get sentimental for a second here. Because last week I was saying that I'm proud of you and everything for how far you've come as a podcaster so quickly. Even though you already started off when Brandon literally messaged me after I had you on the first time, you were like, dude, that guy's your co-host. And I was like, really? He's like, have you listened to that podcast yet? I'm like, I haven't had a chance yet. He's like, listen to that podcast. And like halfway through the podcast, it was like, holy shit, we have this chemistry that cannot be denied. And then we did the Majora's Mask episode, and I was like, okay, it's
And then you were just like, just the two of us, you and I.
do that tonight, when two become one.
And I'm ready to take a chance again. Ready to put my love on the line with you.
And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, Cosmo Jones is my co-host here on Two Guys.
Now I just want to do all the funny songs that they do. Damn it.
we're gonna do like an episode where we just sing.
We just sing everything, yeah.
Some say love. No, we're not doing that.
No,
That's
that
gonna
one's
take
too
damn
hard.
long.
That one we
We
need
have
like
to
5
harmonize.
people.
Yeah, we
with
have to
that one.
harmonize that one.
And the night is be too lonely.
We're not even doing that. That's gonna be way too hard.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
I
way
know.
too hard.
Yeah, I know, that
but no,
one's- it's hard.
I'm just what I'm trying to say is
Is
just thank you for doing this.
suddenly life has new meaning to me. There's beauty up above. Yeah.
And this is what you can expect for the next 20 episodes.
20 more episodes. And we're also going to now start wearing thematic clothing for our podcast because Tosh.0 does that. So we might as well copy him because, why not?
Because he's really cool.
He's fun. No,
Anyway.
we're not actually going to do that. Fuck that.
So yeah, we're here. We're excited.
Queer.
I'm excited.
And we're ready to party. Just accept the queer part. Minus that.
But if we were, that'd be fine too.
That'd be fine.
But I am excited for the future. So thank you for coming on this journey with me.
The future is now thanks to science. Yes, thank you for having me.
Well, not having you, but you've started this journey with me.
Oh, okay.
You are the other half of Two Guys in a Game. It's like you, and then like me, and then like Brandon's almost more of a part of it than me at this point because of all the work he does. But yeah, we're really three guys in a game with Brandon. Really.
Yeah. She was like, I was hoping you'd be a little bit more sentimental. Well, I would just like to say these past 20 episodes, and actually technically past 22 episodes that I've recorded, and actually technically it's 23 episodes if you really count all my work, all my amazing work.
What was the other? Because you did.
I did Rick and Morty on the Hodder Show, Why We Love Majora's Mask. Actually, no, technically it's
22, technically.
23. 20,
what was the
22,
third one? I don't
22.
remember.
No, never mind. There's a pilot episode.
The pilot, which kind of
22.
Okay, yeah. So you're right. 23 episodes. Yes,
but it's technically 22 because we kind of just rehashed the Majora's Mask.
It is what it is.
It is what
22
it
episodes.
is. A bison?
Is that a statement or a question?
It is what it is. Wow,
God
God
just
just speaks to you, doesn't he? I believe he does, Peter. I believe he does. Giggity. Anyways.
You were getting into something there for a second.
Yeah, and over these past 23 episodes, I'm going with 23 because I'm 23. So,
because I'm 23.
We've had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of laughs, gimmicks, jokes. We've come up with a lot of interesting topics. We found out a lot about each other that, like, I think has just changed the way that we look at each other now when we walk into a room. Even though I say something new on a podcast and I just come up with something that's like completely like out of nowhere, teacher just goes, "How do you? Where did that even come from?" Like, tastes like mama's kisses, and teacher's just like, "Where's that from?" And I have to show him the video, and he's just like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "That's amazing." And it's just, I think we just kind of like have more of like an understanding of each other and what we are. And I think like it's funny because like I feel like Brandon has a better understanding of the kind of person I am because he has to listen to my annoying ramblings and tangents.
Yeah, it's almost like you guys know each other so well.
And like when I walk into his house now, I'm just like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's just like, "I know you," and I'm like, "Okay."
But it's like you guys have like literally met like 3 times. So it's like, it's interesting.
We've been in person like in the same room maybe like 3 or 4 times. It's just like, but we don't, yeah. So anyways, it's been a really great, fun time getting to this point. Everyone else who wishes they were famous like me and who told me I would never accomplish anything, you guys can all suck it. You to come out here and talk about video games for an hour every so often that you can when you have time to do it.
And even when you don't have time.
Even when you don't have time, you have to be at work and like literally an hour.
Like 5 minutes.
Oh my God, John, get off the streets. No, but yeah, so it's been a journey and we are still going to pop out the content like newborn babies, 9 pounds, 11 ounces. Yeah, those are big babies, baby. Oh yeah, we're popping them out. We're up in the ante. Season 2 of Cazador Rick Jones. That's right, that's my new middle name. Not motherfucker.
Not motherfucker.
It's Cazador Rick Jones. Kazar Jones is coming back to you with episode 21 as soon as possible, as well as Mr. Terrence James Hodder the 17th, or as we call him on the show.
You can't see it.
Hod.
That's my new name.
Hottie. We'll call you Hottie. It's Hodder and Caz in the morning. You're listening to Irish podcasting.
I can't do an Irish accent.
That's too bad.
I'm sorry, mate.
Can you do an Aussie angry Rick though?
For fuck's sakes, Morty, get in the goddamn car.
Oh, okay, Rick, I'm coming. I just took a little Morty nap. I'm sorry, Rick. Oh, wait, why are you pointing the gun at my head, Rick?
I'm gonna kill you, Morty.
But first, we gotta stop for gas. Did you finish it? Did you end up finishing the...
No, I still haven't finished the whole thing
Then
yet.
he goes into the gas station, and then he's there, and he's like, "Hi there, can I get some snacks? You know, if you get another one, I could give it to you for 25 cents. No, I'm good. You know, if you get this, I can give you another one for 25 cents. I said I'm good. I think I'll just take the snacks. So go on. Morty, what's taking so long? Get your ass out of here. I can't leave, Rick. He's not letting me pay for the things unless I buy another thing. God damn it. Kills the guy behind the counter. Let's go, Morty. We gotta go.
And that's why Two Guys at the Game is probably the best podcast on the internet.
Yeah.
At least
And
I think so.
And in the world. So just listen to it. Spread the word. If you have friends who are gamers, just be like, dude, if you're bored one night and you don't have a game to play, listen to these guys talk about games that they play. And they will enjoy it.
Or if you're playing a game that you don't need sound for, like I usually do,
Yeah.
listen to this podcast.
In fact, just listen to this podcast. Just go right now.
Listen to this podcast at all times.
Stop doing what you're doing and listen to this podcast.
Absolutely.
I don't
Stop
even
listening
know.
to this podcast and listen
Go back
to
to episode 1 and listen through all of them again. This is like season 1 finale right here.
Yes.
Season 1. And my new catchphrase is I love Hodder. Just kidding. It's fuck you, motherfuckers. Just shake that up. Anyway, shout outs initiating.
Shout outs initiating. It's time for shout outs.
Shout out initiating.
So, obviously, episode 20, we do have people we need to make sure we thank. Obviously, we need to give a big
Honorable
shout
mentions.
out. Yes, we need to give a big shout out to all
Can
of
we
our
change
listeners.
it to honorable mentions now? Ooh, I like shout outs, but like, how about for season 2 we change it to now it's time for Caz and Hodder's honorable mentions.
I'll leave that up to the producer. Can hide the shout outs, though.
Shout
I
outs
like
sounds
the shout-outs
so
initiating.
season 1, but okay.
Shout out. We're not doing seasons.
Yes, we are.
I hate podcasts that do seasons.
Well, it doesn't
Some
have to be
podcasts
actually
do
seasons.
No, I know what you're saying. But I'm just saying.
I
this
like
is
Caz's official season finale. Okay.
No, but of course we want to thank the producer once again. Want to thank everybody who's been listening to this show and has been hitting us up about it and everything. Obviously, Dylan. Want to thank the king
Of the tangents, I would like to personally thank Mr. Nathaniel, who is king for various reasons of other things.
Yes.
Shout outs to Charity.
Yes.
She's been a great help.
Sharing everything, hitting me up. No, this is not cool. Yeah. So thank you
shout
very
outs
much,
to our main man Josiah there.
Yes.
He's had some support there for us, and he and Daniel.
Yes.
Daniel, you knew who you are. Daniel, you know who you are, Dan.
Damn it, Daniel.
Damn, Daniel. Anyways, yeah.
And there's tons of people I'm sure we're forgetting. But we, of course, want to thank all of the podcast support, Podbeard Network, and all those guys. Obviously, Dark Runner, Prog Rocker, Honestly Lazy
Prog
Show.
Runner, Dark Rocker.
Shouts to you guys. Thank you
Still
guys
loading
so much.
podcast.
Yep.
Still loading. Great, thanks. Okay, we'll
Josh
get
is
back to that.
He actually hit me up last night. I hadn't talked to him in a while.
Oh, really?
He hit me up and he was like, "What's going on, man?" So, shouts to you, Josh. Thank you very much, man, for all your support. And I know for myself personally, having met you through this particular podcast and everything, you're a great dude, and I consider you a buddy now. So, thank you. Shouts to the Jinx with Larry crew for always being awesome. All the retweets, all the support, and all that fun stuff. They're a great crew, and they genuinely, I know they actually enjoy the show.
Yep.
So that's really cool. It's not just like a retweet. Oh, these guys are cool. Check them out. And they've never listened to the podcast.
You guys are really cool. I didn't listen, but you should listen.
Pretty much. Amazing Nerd Show. I want to shout them out because they've been supporting us as well. If there's any other podcasts that are listening right now and I forget you, I apologize. It was not on purpose.
But it was deliberate.
But it was on purpose. But it was deliberate. Any other shouts you want to give, Cass?
No. Shout outs to the Lawnmower and Weedwhacker.
Yes, shout outs to them.
I hope they're doing well.
What about your buddy? I'm drawing a blank on his name right now.
Who?
David?
David, yeah, okay.
Yeah, shout outs to David.
Shout outs to
Yeah.
David. He supported us on the podcast. He's helped us on certain occasions too, and very, very helpful with things that I needed a lot of assistance with in certain aspects of the episodes. So big shout outs to him. Best friend.
Shout outs to my wonderful fiance for putting up with my bullshit sometimes when it comes to doing podcast stuff.
Shout outs to my wonderful fiance. She doesn't exist, and if she ever did, I would probably be like, I'm doing this podcast, so you can leave me if you want, but I'm doing this podcast because it's non-negotiable.
It's non-negotiable. Let us know.
Shout out to my beautiful wife. Yeah, I know I just said I didn't have a fiance, but I do have a wife. She doesn't listen to this podcast because she's too busy. So
with her husband.
With her husband and her 2 kids. Okay? So leave her alone. She's busy living her life, but she's still my wife.
And shout outs to every single one of you for listening to this podcast. Thank you so very much. We sincerely appreciate all of the support. You guys are amazing. Without you guys, I mean, we'd still do this podcast, but would it be as enjoyable for us?
Yes, it would be.
I mean, it probably would still be.
In fact, you know what? Nobody here affects anything that we do. I am a very independent, arrogant person, so I will still talk into a microphone.
Strong, independent woman. And he don't need no man.
I'm a strong, independent woman, but without the W-O. Oh!
I just got it. It's men. Well, I think that's it, man. This is episode 20, season 1. All done. Yay.
All right.
Yeah. Fist bump for episode 20. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been Hodder.
I have been Cazador R. Jones.
And I've been Hottie.
Again. It's
Hottie, excuse me. And this has been episode 20, and we will catch you guys next time on Two Guys in a Game
Remix. Someone call 911. TJ just died.
Bye, everybody.